everybody. My name is Beth and I am the Steadfast Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram. This is my Flosstube channel where we talk mostly about cross stitch. Some life updates as well, but mostly cross stitch. If you're brand new, welcome. I do hope you'll hit like and subscribe below. And if you're returning, I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Today is Wednesday, August 24th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 51. I do have a few whips to show. No haul today, a bit of a life update, but first I want to get to the previous giveaways. I announced the winners in my last Flosstube video, number 50. Of the giveaway winners for hitting 1,000 subscribers here on my channel. Thank you all so very much for helping me hit that mark. I've heard from several people and those packages have all gone out, but there are still a few that I have not heard from. So what I'm going to do is I will show them again and you will have an additional 2 weeks to my next video to respond. And if I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks, I'm going to go ahead and redraw new winners for my 1,000 subscriber video, which was my Flosstube 49. So again, I'm going to show these 3 that are left and with the original winners, and please respond to me within the next 2 weeks or I will be drawing new names. Okay? Thank you. All right, so, excuse me, the first one I have not heard from is for this Hildy's Brew pattern. It's getting a bit washed out. Let's try that. And I asked you to use the word witch, and the winner of that was Live, Love, Laugh Stitcher. So, Live, Love, Laugh Stitcher, please contact me. I've got my email address and my Instagram account will be below, so you can message me either way. The next one I have left is Bunny. This is a Ship's Manners pattern and it's called Hoppy Spring. And the winner of that was Connie Simonik or Simonik. So Connie, please contact me either via Instagram or email. Again, it'll be listed below. And if I don't hear in 2 weeks, I will draw a new winner. And finally was the Peacock Kit from Artiste. So that went to Crazy Cat Lady Stitches. So again, please contact me. I'll give you till the next 2 weeks, till my next Flosstube, which will be September 7th. And at that time, I will draw new names for these if I haven't heard from anybody. Okay, so the rest of the giveaways have gone out and hopefully been received. I heard back from a couple people that they've gotten them. So I hope you enjoy them. Rachel Q Stitches put up a new Flosstube yesterday and it is terrific, and she also showed off the new project bag that she won, so that's wonderful. And I shared that with Patchwork Crossing, who is a designer of these project bags, and she was just thrilled. So thank you, Rachel, for sharing it on your video as well on your Flosstube channel. All right, so let's get to my whips. And excuse me, I've been really thirsty today. Now with Arbitrary August, which I've been doing, it's gotten me to pull out some patterns that I have not pulled out in a long time. Long as in not this year. So the first one that I pulled out, see if I can grab the picture, and I'm sorry, it got a little bent up. This is Riley Harbor by Kathy Barrick. I love that design, and I love that whale at the bottom. He's awesome. And I'm thinking I'm actually going to get the specialty threads for that, for just the whale. I'm using the DMC conversion for all of the houses and everything else. But I think the whale I might fork over for the NPI or the Gloriana, I think it's called Gloriana Arroyo silk. So I may get in for that one just because I love the variegation that it's in that whale. And you won't get that with just a regular DMC. So I will probably go for that. But the last time I stitched on this was last December, and I had half of this little black house done. I didn't have any of the windows filled in. I mean, I was literally, that was it. That's all I had done on the pattern. So I was happy to get this pulled out again, and it's got nice big blocks of color. It's very easy to work on, and it's very enjoyable. I'm going to try and hide my nails because they're kind of a mess. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is a fun one to stitch on. So I finished up the black house, the brown house. I'm working on the third house here. And there's a little horse down there. I just love him. And this one's going to be staying out in my rotation for a while. August is almost over, believe it or not. I can't believe it. We're going to be to September soon. And so I'm going to be very swooey. Stitch what you want when you want in September. And this one's going to stay out because I've really been enjoying working on it. And I am doing this on 18 count scroll by Bestitch Me. Excuse me. And Bestitch Me just announced that they're going to make scroll a regular permanent color in her shop. And I am thrilled because this is one of my favorite neutrals to work on. Let me see if you can see. It's got some great subtle variegation in it. It's just a really pretty neutral to work with. So I'm really happy she's adding this permanently to her shop because I'll definitely be order more of that. I really like it. And this is also a patchwork crossing bag. Seeing as how it's a village scene for Kathy Barrick's Riley Harbor. And I got a village bag. It goes perfect with it. The next one I got was a full coverage. And I pulled out this one and put it on the wheel because it's a mini and it's monochromatic. So I think there's only like 12 to 15 colors in this total. So there's a lot of blocks of color and it is fun to stitch on. And it also looks a lot like my cat Chloe, so I had to do it. This is Mini Warm at Home, Irina Garmashova, and I always pronounce her name wrong and I apologize. But so the last time you saw it, this is where I was at. And this is where I'm at now. I added almost 1,000 stitches, but it didn't add up to that because I ended up getting off one, and so I had to frog. So I don't think I have quite 1,000 stitches in there anymore that I've added. This was one of the pattern keeper ones when my tablet died, and I hadn't kept progress on here as well as I thought. So it's kind of figuring out where I was at exactly when I started it up again, and I wound up off a couple of stitches on the border here, and yeah, I had to do some frogging, sorry. But yeah, we're already, the cat comes right up to the border, so this is already some of the striping that's going to be on the cat here. So, And then I think these are branches in here, and then the moon will be over here and the rest of the windowsill. It's a beautiful pattern, and when I saw it, I couldn't believe how much it looks like my cat Chloe. I just love it. So over on Instagram, there's a hashtag that a lot of people do called Full Coverage Fridays. So I think I'm going to keep this out as my Friday piece for the rest of the year, and work a little bit on it every Friday. I'm liking that idea. So I think I might go for that. All right, so that's that one. And the next one that I pulled out was my Mirabilia. Oh gosh, I love her. And I'm going to put the picture right here because I don't have it in the bag. This is Garden Prelude. And this is where I'm at with her so far. I'm working on her gown, and oh my gosh, the colors are gorgeous. Now the fabric I'm working on is called Monet's Field from Fabric Flare. I was a little disappointed that the colors on the fabric weren't nearly as vibrant as the picture when I ordered it. But I do still like all the colors in here. I think it's very pretty, and it'll go quite well with her gown. I have not made my final decision yet if I am doing just the lady or if I'm going to do the full archways behind her as well. I'm leaning towards just doing the lady, but that might change. I may change my mind on that. But yes, she is beautiful, and I love working on her. Oh, and by the way, for everybody that commented on my short, my first Flosstube short, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the feedback I got on that with the choosing the fabric for it, for Lady of Mystery. She will be my next Mirabilia, and it took me like 5 tries to do my first Flosstube short because it has to be under a minute. And even if you're at like 59 seconds, for some reason, when you upload it to YouTube, it gets an extra second or two. So it's like give several tries to keep it under so that it would only show up as 60 seconds or less on YouTube in order to be considered a short. But I definitely think that's something I will do again. It was fun. Once I got the hang of it, it was fun to do a short and to just show off something really quick or to get feedback. It was great. And I've had a lot of new people comment on the video and watch it that hadn't watched any of my videos before. And I know shorts are quite popular on YouTube, so I will be doing that again at some point. No rush. Now, another thing I pulled out for Arbitrary August was another one that I have not worked on since, I want to say it's November of last year was the last time I worked on it, or maybe October. But this is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's called Real Comfort. And it says, there is nothing like staying at home for real comfort, which suits me to a T because I am kind of a homebody these days, which I don't mind at all. But I ended up doing some frogging because I hadn't made an error. It was when I got to doing the words, I didn't really like it with 2 strands. So I took out the words and then put them back in with 1 strand. So that's basically the whole work that I accomplished, was frogging and then redoing it with 1 strand. But I am doing the leaves around here all with 2 strands. My fan keeps blowing everything over. But I am using DMC, the red variegated, and Anchor Black for this pattern. And I am using it on 18 count sand. I'm not sure if that's Zweigart or Witchelt, but she's a little wrinkly. All right, so that's where I'm at so far, and I'm sorry for the wrinkles. And yeah, I thought the words with 2 strands were just too in your face. So I'm really loving that I switched it over to just 1 strand of the anchor floss, and I think it looks great. And the DMC red variegated is so pretty. And this is going to be another one that's going to stay out for a while because I am really enjoying working on it. So I'm not sure where it'll be in my rotation, but it'll definitely be staying out for a while and getting some work done on it. That's part of the fun, I thought, of Arbitrary August and doing the wheel spins, is that I've pulled out some things that I have not worked on in a long time, and I've really been enjoying it. Yeah, September's going to be very swooey. Stitch what you want, when you want, and stitch what you love. The next one was also another one that hasn't come out in a long time. And it actually only had 200 stitches in it, which was just enough to get it into No New Starts for 2022, which was 200 stitches was the minimum to be considered a WIP. So I threw 200 stitches in this prior to the start of 2022, No New Starts, and I hadn't touched it since. But I really like this pattern. This is Little House Needleworks, the bookshelf. Whoops. Very pretty. And I like that it's all female authors on here. It's Browning, Dickinson, Alcott, Burnett, Austen, Bronte, and Wilder. And then down here at the bottom, it's got like Sense and Sensibility, Little Women, Wuthering Heights, and The Secret Garden. So all I needed to do was the first couple of books, first 2 books up here, to get the 200 stitches in. And I'm using all the DMC conversion, except on the books, on the binding, you see it's got the little patches, like the little squares on here to mark the book. That calls for a light beige. But I decided to go for something a little different to give it kind of a leather bound image. And instead of the light beige, I'm using Gold d'Etoile. And that is looking a lot more yellow than it is. This is definitely more of a gold, and it's showing up very yellow, at least from what I can see on the camera. But this is C725. And hopefully you can see it in here. All right, yeah, so you can see the gold instead of the light beige. And I think it's very pretty. And the rest I'm using the DMC conversion. This is another fabric by Be Stitch Me. And this is 18 count, Not Another Sampler. Another one of their neutrals that I really love. Oh, and my little wooden needle minder is from Barefoot Needle Arts. They have some very cute needle minders, and they're a terrific shop, by the way. I'm going to a retreat with them in October, and I cannot wait. I'm excited about it. but it'll be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Unfortunately, I won't have to fly. I'll be able to just drive down there with all my gear and everything. Yeah, this is a very fun stitch. And again, it's another one. It's going to stay out because I'm really enjoying working on it. So that is all my whips for right now. And yeah, I'm going to do Arbitrary August, I'm sure, again next year because I really enjoyed doing it. And thanks to Stitching Mommy for putting it together. I think it's wonderful. Great way to get you to work on whips that you haven't touched in a long time. Now, so quick reminder to those I haven't heard from, please make sure that you contact me within the next 2 weeks if you want a giveaway. And then in 2 weeks on September 7th, I will be drawing new giveaways from Flosstube 49 for those 3 patterns that are left. Yes, quick life update. I used to be an Avon representative years ago and decided to pick it back up again. So I'm not going to be talking about Avon on this channel other than quick heads up. That's going to be my side gig. And I will post a link to it below to my Avon store. But if I do anything, I may eventually have a separate YouTube channel that's just for Avon. This is not going to be a selling site. This is my stitching. Stitching's my first love and always will be. But I made the decision to get back to it kind of as an extra way to like perk up my savings, that kind of thing. And I'm glad I did. Other than that, I got to see a friend of mine for lunch this past weekend that I hadn't seen in 12 years since we both lived in Florida. And that was so much fun. It was great seeing her again and making plans to get together again. She's also in North Carolina, just in another part of the state. And I guess that's all my life updates right now. I don't have any haul, but I do have a few things on order. And I wanted to tell everybody thank you for all your feedback and comments on my last video about my birthday plans for next year. And yes, I fully accept that it's a little bit crazy, but I do have a lot of smalls and mediums planned. There will be a couple big things, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. And it's all about stitching is all about doing what you love to do and how you love to do it and stitching on what you want when you want. And I understand, it's all my starts aren't everybody's gig, but that's okay. We all stitch what we want to stitch. There's no rules. So that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves, everybody, and take care of each other. Love you. Bye-bye.